Salutations to all of you out there in the Omega world of the Omega Republic. I am your host, Coppercap, and with me I have a couple of co-hosts joining me in a moment. For now, we welcome you to In the Spotlight, a returning news podcast section of the Omega Republic, where we bring you the latest and maybe not so greatest news of the world that we have pre-selected. Now, let me bring in my co-host, and they can introduce themselves. All right.
Hey, I'm Cosmic Pros. Ready to do some talking about what we talking about.
That's one of them. And the other?
Well, I am your co-host, DJ Ark, for once in the back seat, with the subpart equines who worship the wrong princess of the night. But we don't judge here, right, folks?
We're not here to discuss that, but all hail Princess Luna is all I can say. Anyways, folks, we have a fair lineup for tonight. We have a couple of movies that we're going to talk about that are part of the furry fandom interests, and not so interesting movies that we're going to cover as well. Next up, we'll be touching on Anthrocon. Some interesting happenings over there this year. And last, but certainly not least, we do have a mentioning of from Equestria Daily that we're going to cover as well. But for now, let's hop right into it. So, for our first section, we're going ahead and, unfortunately, I can't show it, but if you look at the link below, we're all going to be watching the Zootopia 2 trailer together. So, let me go ahead and I'm going to... Actually, if I do an activity... Yeah, I'll just do the activity. Wait, where's the activity thing? Oh, there we go. It's the little controller. I forgot. It's not... I don't do it very often. Alright. Alright, let me go ahead and pull this up. Okay. Alright. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So, we're gonna watch this. Is it this one or is it this one? 56. Okay, it's this one. Alright.
Copper, we're going to have to go ahead and question about your YouTube algorithm.
That's part of Discord, not mine. Okay, then.
I know where I'm going November 28th.
Yeah. So that actually was impressive. Okay, lately Disney has been on a losing streak. We all know this. But the way they dropped this trailer, I think they might actually make a comeback before the end of the year.
Kind of have to, otherwise they're gonna have to. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Okay, so the first thing that we see in this trailer is Judy and Nick with a blue snake.
Blue snake.
Now, I feel like there's a significance in a blue snake, but I don't know what that is.
Well, from what I could tell from the rest of it, something. The cops were interested in the blue snake for unknown reasons, because they were chasing after Judy and Nick, and as you know, Judy and Nick at the end of the first movie, were now part of the police force. So it's kind of like if a cop was helping out a criminal. So I'm guessing the blue snake has committed a crime, and that's. I guess they just chose the color blue because it's a color. Maybe blue has some significance. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah, you had some theories there. What do you say, Ark? What do you think the significance is of the blue snake?
It reminds me of Back to Outback.
Ah.
Which, of course, yeah, they themselves have that blue snake in particular. So, it may be a cop-out. I don't know per se. I really have a lot of reservations of this in particular. I mean, they did well within Zootopia 1, or the first one. The second one in particular, I'm sorry, Walt Disney, it's just a downfall and more of a downfall.
Granted, we have been misled by trailers before. We have, they give us all the good parts in a trailer, and then the movie is disappointing. I mean, obviously, there are probably a lot of people out there that would love to see this movie be worth going to. Me, myself included, and of course, Cosmic's already admitted to it as well. We have had way too many flops from Disney these past few years, and frankly, I've kind of lost hope. There have been mentionings of Zootopia 2 for some time now, but we now actually have a release date, November 28th. So, obviously, they're putting it out Thanksgiving weekend, naturally. So that will be...
I will say...
Go ahead.
I will say one thing in particular with the furry community. It does not necessarily matter if it's a popular thing or not. They're going to go ahead and support a community for what it is. And Walt Disney has now been a thing that folks is going to go ahead and have appreciation with good quality stuff in particular. Like, for example, Back to the Outback, which is, of course, a Netflix series.
Right.
With, well, that's one thing that I will go ahead and say within the furry community. Like I stated, we are individuals that have an appreciation for art quality and people who love the stuff that they do in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not going to get that with Walt Disney anymore.
We've seen as though, like, Walt Disney, they've just become a bit too big for their britches. At least from what we've been witnessing these past few years.
Yeah, what we best know Walt Disney for is animation quality, and that's just really not what they're doing anymore. Either that, or they're just rehashing what they've already done, and it's not improving. We're not getting anything new. It's just a rehash of the exact same thing over and over again.
Right.
Or, if it's not a rehash of the same thing, then it's just live action. We all know how that is. We all know how much we like live action.
Okay, so here's a summary. Detective Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde find themselves on the twisting trail of a mysterious reptile who turns the mammal metropolis of Zootopia upside down. Testing their growing partnership like never before, they go undercover in new parts of the town to crack the case. Oh, November 26th, I said 28th. Apologies. A mysterious reptile who turns the mammal metropolis up. Okay, I don't feel like this was written by actual Disney. I feel like this was just written by... Okay. That's weird.
What, the mammal metropolis of Zootopia upside down?
Yeah, it doesn't quite... Something doesn't sound right.
No. That's why it's there. Now that you said that, makes you think, oh, Zootopia is run by mammals and not reptiles.
Well, no, it's just the wording, the grammar. Not
No,
the
but I
actual
mean
fact.
that leads to more of it. So the snake is the only reptile in a mammal metropolis.
So, in other words, it's racism.
I wouldn't say that exactly, because that makes. I wouldn't say it's racism. It's not. I don't think it's trying to hit on that. Don't think that's what it's trying to hit on. I think it's trying to hit on just like, oh, well, there's a mammal. There's a non-mammal in a place where only mammals preside.
Okay, so based on what we saw a bunch of chasing at the beginning of the scene. So it leads me to believe, like what you said earlier, is that this snake has been committed of a crime that it probably didn't commit. Either based on like venom. I mean, based on how much they were chasing it, it has to be like a murder almost. You would think. I mean, the entire trailer, they're getting chased down by everybody. And apparently Judy and Nick are the only ones that see it for, as a false accusation.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know if... No, I don't want to use that word, so I won't. I don't know if murder is the correct word for it. I mean, in the first one, they just went crazy. So, I don't know. Murder is... If Disney's going as far as murder, that's a big step for Disney.
Mm-hmm. I mean...
Especially for a kid's movie.
I mean, they killed Mufasa.
That was the same kind of thing. This is... I mean, if you're going to murder a mammal, you're going to have to do it really, really well to not, scar every kid's childhood.
I don't know. Walt Disney kills a lot of mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Walt Disney doesn't care about them. Walt Disney didn't have
Okay. Tarzan alone had at least 4 kills on screen. I mean, okay. Semi on screen. So I wouldn't put it past him to have a murder at the beginning of the movie. The one thing I will say, we did not see Chief Boko in any of the clips.
True.
So that leads me to believe that what if the chief, the buffalo?
Water buffalo, yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
I think he was a water buffalo.
He was single horn.
I mean, based on the anger of everybody, the reptile might have been accused of harming or possibly killing Chief Boko, maybe. I mean, that's just a theory.
Yeah, I don't know.
The good thing is that they are bringing back all the original voice actors. We have Jennifer Godwin as Judy Hopps. I think I'm saying that right. Jennifer? It's either Jennifer or Jennifer. I apologize. Jason Bateman as Nick Wilde. What the? Okay, there's some new names here I don't recognize. But, you know, the two main voice actors, that's all most people really care about anyways. But no, I say we got some interesting names here. Shakira. Oh yeah, the voice of
Gazelle.
Gazelle, yeah.
Play on Giselle, but yeah.
And at the end of the trailer, we had a bit of a rave party of all.
Hell yeah!
And okay, you saw that on the bottom right, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw it on the bottom right. I saw the whole thing. I'm up for a rave party.
They were wearing a Darth Vader helmet, and they had two lightsabers, I believe. At least I think they were they might have been just glow sticks.
Come on, that's what people do at rave parties.
Darth Vader helmets and glow sticks.
You'll see anything at a rave.
Oh, so you've been to a rave?
No, I'm just having to go off with what I've been told.
I say if you're anything
I know
like
people
me,
who've been to raves.
Yeah. Ark's probably been to a rave.
I was a DJ that did raves.
There you go. So Ark, you see a lot of Darth Vader helmets and glow sticks.
Plenty of glow sticks. Not so much of Darth Vader helmets, though. Oh. Depending on how the topic would go or the theme is, I'm sure you would see some Darth Vader or Star Wars themed raves. I was not too nerdy per se for that.
Dork.
Let's see. Let's expand the video a bit. One. Whoa! Okay. That's weird. That was a weird place to stop. Looks like... Oh, Merryweather's making another appearance, too. The original, villain from the first film. Let's see.
Yeah, Miss Merryweather.
Yeah, I'm checking out from 105. If I scroll through it, does it scroll for you guys too, or not?
No.
It doesn't? Okay.
Yeah, it stopped at 113 right now, so.
Okay. Okay, Gazelle. A walrus plumber, I believe? Okay.
There you go.
Oh, it's Merrithew. Or at least
What?
a Lynx. Yeah, Lynx.
Okay.
Or Cat Lynx. I mean, depending on who you're thinking of. But I mean, I look at the face and it makes me think of Merrithew for some reason. The smug look on their face. It's at 108. It's right after the walrus. I mean, you really have to catch it.
Right.
I got you. Oh my, majestic horse before the walrus.
Oh, that's a full Chad horse right there. Let's see. Oh, there's the... Okay. I'm trying to get to the rave party here. Okay, so we have a wolf in an astronaut costume. Not really sure what to call that thing. A goat-looking thing with horns and a pink bikini, pink pom-poms, and a pink afro.
Does he have a long hair?
No.
Okay, so he's not the Inu. I hope he makes a reappearance. The Inu from the nudist.
Okay, there's a good shot. Let me get a screenshot.
Hopefully not the nudist.
No. All right, let me go ahead and I'll post it here.
It's animals. It's the animals like we see every day. It's supposed to be a nudist like area in Zootopia, but we never see animals wearing clothes every day. That never happens.
Right, and source image.
Hey man, I've seen animals without clothes, and they still show their stuff.
That's not what I meant. Not what I meant.
Alright, so let's see what we got here. I mean, there is an elephant in the side background. Doesn't look like he's, or they are not dressed in full attire.
Could be that elephant from...
We have green latex rabbits. Oh my. We have cops bouncing everywhere. Okay, let's see.
I'm curious about green bunnies in particular.
Yeah, that's it's different. They're wearing sunglasses, the most I can tell. Oh no, it's not just a Vader helmet. He's got like the cloak, and he's got the little breathalyzer thing on the chest. The zebra.
Oh yeah, the zebra.
Yep.
Yes, the respirator's on the face. Part of the helmet. On the chest.
Whatever the console is.
Okay. Console, I'll accept that.
Alright. And there is you can see the legs of a giraffe in the center.
Well, I hope so, because a giraffe on the floor at that tall means it's not a giraffe. That's one short-ass giraffe, because even in the movie, there are some tall-ass giraffes.
Yep.
In the first one, there are some tall giraffes.
We got a moose in.
So with the wolf helmet in particular on the far left there.
Yeah.
With the spacesuit.
Yeah.
If you look underneath his chin, he has a Warner Brother logo on it.
Oh my gosh, it is. That is Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what it looks like. Wow.
Maybe it's a Scooby-Doo collar.
Who knows?
You don't know. Some of the Scooby-Doo color can look really...
Wow.
Breaking up their costs, Spink.
Yep.
What else is new?
Yeah, well, either way, single star as well. I don't know exactly what it means in particular. I mean, it's a blue background with star crossed out. That's a symbol I don't recognize.
Okay, and we got... Okay, there are a dozen things we could talk about, but this... Okay, I'm not even going to say anything. All I'm going to do is I'm going to post this image here, and you tell me what you think their profession is. What do you think they do for a living? Just by looking at them.
They look like musicians.
Okay, that's one.
Based on the overalls, I'd say carpeting, painting, some sort of blue collar job.
Perhaps personal trainers at a weight training place.
Okay, not so much the person on the right, but I would say the one on the left is a tattoo artist.
That makes a lot of sense.
But
I
we
can see it.
recognize a badge on the one on the right there, so it could be a vest or a protective vest.
That too.
So law enforcement, I would say.
Either law enforcement or tattoo artist based on... It almost looks like an apron. And granted, you know,
Mhm.
you're a tattoo artist working with ink, you're going to have an apron on.
But it could be Kevlar.
It could also be Kevlar, yes.
Let's not throw out the cops so much. They could be like what you call they could be plainclothes officers.
Yeah? Undercover detective?
It's
They blend in. Being zebras and all.
There you go.
Camouflage right there.
I think they're playing on something here. Bad Boys in particular.
Like a good cop, bad cop?
Very
No,
possible.
it's a movie called Bad Boys. The movie.
Oh. I think I just saw Chief Bogo.
Alright. Okay. Here it is. Not the best image in the world, but this was the one that... Anyway, let me go ahead and share it here. Because it's right as soon as it scrolls past all the animals really, really fast. It's really hard to get. Okay, Ark, what do you think? Does that or does it not remind you of a certain friend of yours? Just with that expression.
Oh, it's funny as hell.
Right?
You know, if this is what I'm thinking that you're thinking, Copper, I'm going to tell them.
I mean, I've
That's
already
funny.
said
And
it.
I'm saving this image.
I've already said it. Cosmic already knows. I mean, you can't look at that and not tell me that that doesn't fit them. Based on how much they torture you. I mean, I could see them standing in that particular pose with that expression, be like, how am I gonna torment Ark today?
You know, Mary Thu is here right now. I could bring them in.
Hey, if you want to. I mean, if they want to put in their 2 cents with this, I'd say let them.
I'll hold off at the moment. How about that?
All right.
But we've got to send that to Mary Thu after the meeting.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
It has to be done.
Okay, so Chief Boko does make a comeback.
Told you so.
Hmm.
Can't get rid of one of the main characters. Come on. Evil! Seal! Horus! Something that... No, wait. It definitely
Okay.
would have been Horus. What's up with the rabbit? In the rabbit costume. Oh, wait! Wait.
Yeah.
That's Nick's little fox friend.
Yeah.
Now he's dressed as a
and
rabbit.
There's a sad story with that one. You remember the original voice actor.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, it's awesome they brought the character back, but we already know that it's unfortunate that the original voice actor did pass away. So to see them coming back is awesome.
So who are they replacing the voice actor with?
I don't know. Let's see.
Saw the Inu.
Let's see. Cast. What? Well, voice cast. Here we go. Let's see. The Viper, Beaver, Gazelle. Okay, they have not released the full list.
It may just be because it's like a small role, so.
Mm-hmm. It
That
may
too.
not even have any speaking lines.
Yep.
For respectful purposes, maybe. Granted, they didn't have a lot of lines in the first movie.
Ooh, she hustled you. She hustled you good.
Let's see. Nate Torrance was actually Clawhauser, and they're making a comeback.
Yeah, I saw Clawhauser. He's like the second animal shown.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, Shakira's the same.
There you are, you little Dickens.
Ki Hu Kwan. Oh, wait a minute. I know who this is. Damn it, I know who this is. Oh, that... Duh. Okay, this is annoying. Q Quan was Short Round in Indiana Jones, The Temple of Doom. He was in The Goonies.
Yep, he was Data in the Goonies.
Yep.
That's what I thought you said. I'm like, wait, that's Data from the Goonies.
Yep.
Those are probably his two biggest anything roles. So
He was
if people haven't seen the Goonies and or Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, then people need to get out more.
Didn't he also play in yeah, Loki. He was in Loki. He was the dang it. He was the maintenance guy in the very bottom of the damn it. Oh, fudge. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Casting characters. Okay. Kehoe, come on, where are you at? Where are you at? Okay. Ouroboros, the one that wrote the manual.
Okay, I'll have to go back and watch Loki because I haven't seen it in a while.
The quirky repair guy for the TVA.
Like I said, I'll have to go back and watch it. It's been a while.
Right. But yeah.
So this is the individual in particular that's replacing Panda?
No, he's the he's playing as the snake. He's voice acting the snake.
So Snake has speaking lines. Good to know.
Yeah. Chief Boko. I thought I seen the mayor, the lion.
Yep, he's still in there.
Oh yeah, it's very brief.
So, the NU who is like the clerk, the front desk of the newest colony is in there. He was in there. Saw that.
Yep. Also, the piano is called a Casio.
You mean Casio? Like Casio keyboard?
Cat. Z-O.
Oh. Catzio! That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Makes him sound like he's a DJ artist. The name
Alright.
like that?
Yeah.
Definitely a DJ artist.
But yeah, be on the look for Zootopia 2. It says it releases on November 26th. So, yeah, look forward to that. Also, funny enough, I think that's the weekend of MFF. So, MFF is probably going to be packed. Because there's probably going to do a live screening or something, I bet. That's going to be interesting.
I think MFF is the first week in December.
I sure hope so, because to have that happen on the same weekend as Zootopia 2, oh my gosh. If Zootopia 2 comes out before MFF, forget it. It's going to be madness.
So if it releases before MFF, like I bet there's gonna be some people out there dressed in Zootopia 2 costumes.
Oh, definitely. Especially with all the rave stuff that they have in the trailer.
Rave.
Alright, but anyways, we're going to move on from the topic Zootopia 2. Just check it out, watch the trailers, be prepared for it, because it's coming. Finally. Alright, let me go ahead. I need to get rid of this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, our next topic actually being on the former of movies. Well, so, we've had a lot of live actions these past couple years. But, nothing, obviously, can top what happened with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So, earlier this year, I believe it was back in April, or maybe it was earlier than that. I believe maybe it was March. We got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs live action. The movie that nobody asked for. Nor wanted.
Yeah.
So, granted, I myself don't know a lot about the movie, but I have heard plenty from critics. We are going to watch the trailer on Discord real briefly here, so bear with us. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Discord now. We're going to get rid of Zootopia. Let me go ahead and... Oh, go back to playlist. Okay. Now, let me do this. And of all of us, Cosmic is the only one that's actually seen the movie. So, we might be hitching on his full experience. So, we're gonna go ahead and watch the trailer. After the ads. And skip.
Blowout.
Take him away! Your Majesty.
What did you say?
The people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty. But a lovely maiden I now behold.
I
So they
look
did the
at
magic
you,
mirror, right?
and I just
Yes.
want to be.
That deep, gravely voice is the magic mirror.
The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place. Hello? Is there anybody here?
promise. Oh my gosh! What the hell?
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
Ghost.
You'll be safe from the Queen here.
The Queen stole everything from all of us. I'm gonna need your help. It's time to restore our kingdom.
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle.
Find Snow White.
I close my eyes and see the girl I meant to be.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying. I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
Okay. So, watching the trailer, it doesn't look all that bad except for the dwarves. But I know that looks can be deceiving. So, from the original animated movie to the live action that we saw here, Cosmic, what was the biggest infraction that they made between those two stories?
Well, wait, from the trailer to the actual movie, or the live action to the animation?
The live action full film and animated full film.
To the Snow White.
You're gonna have to start
King?
again. You just cut back in.
This isn't gonna work then, because I'm gonna cut out.
No, go ahead. Try again.
All right. One thing that they start the movie to bring in Snow White's origins, which we never learned in the animated version. That was she was just there.
That's promising, I guess.
So that's how we got the Evil Queen the same way. What it was, Snow White was born on a blizzard night, hence the name Snow White. And then apparently her mother took ill at some point later in her life when, she was like in her pre-teen-ish years. Her mother took ill, her father and her were distraught, and then some very beautiful woman who turned out to be the Evil Queen appeared. And I just never, that's never shown how that ever comes to pass in the animation. It's just like, there's Snow White, she's here, there's an Evil Queen, she's here. It never really showed Snow White as a kid, so that was something that you had to deal with, but I'm going to say this. I'm sorry, I don't care who likes Rachel Zegler. The kid version of Snow White is much better than her. The kid version is much more appealing than the adult version of Snow White. Sorry. Just truthful.
So what you're saying is they should have casted somebody younger.
They should have cast somebody that looked... what's the word? I don't want to say something that sounds wrong. They should have cast somebody more attractive. Because the Evil Queen is played by... The Evil Queen is played by Gal Gadot, who played Wonder Woman. The Evil Queen is more attractive than Snow White at all. In every way. Even though she's evil, I'm on her side.
Wow. Honestly, yeah, I didn't notice that. I wasn't aware that was actually the Wonder Woman. Okay, I
Wonder
see
Woman
it in the
years
face
ago,
now.
She's much more... She's a lot prettier than Rachel Zegler. I don't know what happened there. I don't know how they messed that up, but whoever did the casting made a bad choice in casting for Snow White.
Wow.
I mean, holy crap, you could have cast somebody who had blonde hair and just dyed it black for the film. That would... Come on. It's not... We have been able to change hair color for a long time. We did not need to post somebody else who had black hair. Nothing wrong with black-haired people, but seriously, post somebody who's a bit more attractive. I'm sorry.
Right. Now, I've heard that there are some certain musical numbers that probably didn't even need to be in the film.
I would agree. I will say, though, some of the musical numbers that, even whether they should have been or not, pretty good. It's one thing Disney has done, actually, did well in this movie that they haven't done in some other movies. Some of them were good. Like the very opening song was a pretty good one. It's not in the movie, of course, but a lot of the earlier adaptations, I think, music was less. Hi Ho for the Doors. It's the extended version of Hi Ho because that never happened. It's a lot longer than, should have been. And if you've never seen the animated version, then this is where you learn the name.
Well, I mean, to have an extended version of Hi Ho, I mean, that's something that we've all kind of looked forward to because, the song is a bit short in the animated film.
True. This one is longer. It tells what the dwarves, quote unquote, do as a job, since they really aren't more or less kind of considered citizens of the kingdom because they're dwarves, live out in the woods. Nobody knows they're there. But mainly they're miners, like dwarves usually are. And they just mine gems all day, and that's about it.
Yep. Obviously, the design of the dwarves, they did.
Looks like a PS1 Hagrid. Looks like a PS1 Hagrid.
I understand that you're trying to make them look like little men. The thing is, you could have casted midgets that looked way, way better than this.
Yeah, it's all CGI. You're not gonna find 7 people who are good to do it. That's what's gonna happen. So it's like, CGI, let's do it.
I mean, they should have done.
No, it's just more cheaper for Walt Disney.
CGI is not cheap. CGI is expensive. CGI is not cheap.
Okay, so instead of them just trying to look more like the animated version, they did the whole Sonic thing, where they made them look too realistic, and thus it just ruins.
CGI can be a lot more cheaper if you cut corners, and they certainly cut cornered.
I can see that.
It feels okay. The ride on the Polar Express, that had better models than those things.
More animated too, but yeah.
And
there's another factor in particular that we have been overstepping on as well. The Snow White, the original series, of course, she kissing a prince, waking up from that, getting married as well.
That didn't happen either.
That didn't what? They didn't put it in the film?
Nope.
No, it happens, but she's not a prince at all. She does not marry a prince. She marries the head of a group of bandits.
So Walt Disney in particular is modernizing far from their original stuff to appeal to an audience per se, and it's just that is just not right.
Yeah, these last 2 films with Snow White and the Little Mermaid, they're trying to appeal to the feminist group of people.
Okay.
So both the movies show at woman empowerment. There's nothing wrong with women being empowered, but you can't just push the movie to one group of people because you're going to lose everybody else. And not everybody's a feminist. Not most people are feminist. It's a small window that are feminist. I'm sorry for all the feminists out there, but it's true. Not everybody shares the same view as you. So Disney, who's pushing only women empowerment, no man empowerment, no male empowerment of any kind, no everybody coming together and being friends, that's going to destroy your fan base really quickly.
Okay, so the original animated version of Snow White, we get to see it from Snow White's perspective and from the dwarves' perspective, but they are on equal ground as the protagonists.
Right, everybody shares the same amount of importance.
Yeah, there is no like standard between male and female here. Both Snow White and the dwarves play their part as protagonists, and there's no like individual sexuality basis here, or gender basis, I should say. But it sounds like this film completely pushes the dwarves to second place and highlights as men. But I'm not against that. I'm not against that portion of it. But if you're going to tell a story and have women being powered, make sure you do it right.
Yeah, and besides the dwarves, and Walt Disney screwing that up, and of course the empowerment of women, there's also Rachel Zegler herself. She's about the equivalent of what I'm going to say is Charlie Sheen in Hollywood.
Yeah,
she's an
not. Yeah, she's not a likable person.
She's an egomaniac in particular.
Yeah, she is not a likable person.
Yeah, so those are the three factors in particular that Walt Disney has really screwed up on.
Mm-hmm.
Bad actress, bad CGI, and of course, could have done more with the story on sticking with what it was like originally instead of modernizing it.
There's just I haven't seen it myself, but from based on what Cosmic's saying, I can already guess how this film feels whenever you're watching it. Now, the one last thing I would like to touch on this film is the one thing that I learned about really quick, and I hated it because it completely destroys his purpose in the original film. And that was Dopey. Cosmic?
Yep.
You have the floor.
Okay. Well, as originally in the film, we all know Dopey is Dopey. That goes without saying. But it turns out, like a lot of the... I actually like this part of it. It starts up with a narrator. I love narrators. Faceless voices used by poor writers. But, turns out that you never see the narrator until the butt end of the movie. And who does it turn out to be? Dopey. Now, why and how they chose, who they chose to give him a voice, and how apparently he got his said voice, which I'll get to in a second, I don't know. I don't know who made that decision. I don't know why they made that decision. I will tell you this, it was the wrong decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's, okay. Dopey not being able to speak, it was never about being depressed or being shy. It was the fact that he was born a mute.
Yeah, that was part of the funniness of it, that we saw him being a dope and kind of clumsy and a klutz. That was the funny part of it, and it happens once in the movie, and he falls into a deep depression really fast, and then Rachel talks to him, and and in his mind he thought, how do I get out of this? And so he did what he was told to do, and he was finally out of that depression because he didn't have to talk to her anymore. I'm sorry.
What the hell?
Hey, it was that bad. I was like, I wouldn't want to talk to her either, Dopey. But what happens is,
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, I don't want to do spoilers. Anyway.
No. You can do spoilers. We just gotta say spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler alert! What happens is after they find Snow White in their cottage, sleeping on 3 beds, being that they're dwarves, and she slept long ways and they sleep normal. I think she was on Sleepy, Happy, and Grumpy's beds. They're all next to each other. And anyway, all that being said, the other dwarves do not like Dopey at all because they left him to die because they thought she was a ghost or a phantasm or something else. They go through a list of things they thought she was before she, there's like, oh, it's a human.
Wow. Okay. So yeah.
Hey, if you go back and watch the trailer, and it's like, what do you think it was? Ghost. Probably like ghost.
I mean,
yeah. Anyways, they leave Dopey for dead. They all laugh at, not with, Dopey, and yeah. So Dopey is really the runt of the group. He's also the only one that doesn't have facial hair out of all the doors, if you don't notice.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah,
thing
go
is,
figure.
in the original animated film, Dopey was the carefree one. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a klutz. Yeah, he couldn't talk, but he was carefree. He was never depressed.
That's also what happens in the movie. After they all start laughing at him for the blunder that he did not make, by the way, I will point that out. He was very depressed and left the college in a huff.
So apparently we should name Dopey Depresso.
Yeah, but based on that review, yeah.
That works. I mean, he's the... Well, I'm not going to say that because there was actually another one. But yeah, he would be like, he would no longer be Dopey, but depressed. So when they make Snow White again, the depressed kid play Dopey.
That's sad. After, 50 years, this is the best they can do.
They really should not. Also, this is not a spoiler. It was put in the news, so if you didn't read the news, here's a bit of news since this is in the spotlight. Because of this movie's failure, which I'm going to say it may actually be a blessing in disguise, another live-action remake that was coming to the film was
Oh, it was canceled. I mean, I'm assuming that's what he was getting ready to say was canceled.
Yeah, which live action though?
Rapunzel, Tangled.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Yeah, because it's a fantastic animated movie, and if they made it live action,
hell no.
I don't know. I don't know what would have happened with this movie being, I don't want to use the word template, but yeah.
No.
This movie being the template for it, yeah, that would have ended poorly.
Lion King, we hated it, but we got over it. The Little Mermaid? Okay, I can kind of see where you're trying to go with this, with the racial thing and all that stuff. Make Little Mermaid, making Ariel black. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. You can do that if you want. This movie! Oh my gosh.
Dude, I figured had they made this movie and they had said, oh, we're not going to cancel the live action Tangled, I'm pretty sure Rapunzel would have been bald. Or a man in drag.
No. You don't. No. Please don't even. That is. Yeah, thank the Lord above they actually had the common decency to realize that, hey, it's 3 strikes in a row, we're done. I mean, after the Pinocchio. Okay, they've done the Lion King. Jungle Book live action, that was okay. They did Aladdin live action. That was okay. They did the Lion King live action could have been handled. Then they came out with Mufasa live action, which was supposed to be a prequel, and that didn't do much better. Oh, gosh. What was another one live action? Oh, Pinocchio.
They've done, Pinocchio. They've
Ugh.
done Mulan.
Oh, they destroyed this. Okay, the Mulan movie, I can see why. But the thing is, it doesn't even feel like a Disney movie anymore.
Yep.
People, kids go up and say, "Oh, mommy, I saw the cartoon live Mulan. Can I watch this one?" And then they get it's like a real war. It's like a war documentary.
Yeah.
Not...
See,
Go
now
ahead.
Disney has done live-action movies in the past, but they worked. It seems that once since the millennium changed to 2000, the live actions did not work. Because if you think about it, they did 100 and... Well, actually, I'm not going to say 2000. That's actually going back to it.
Mm-hmm.
But, they did 101 Dalmatians. It worked.
Yeah.
They did 102 Dalmatians. It also worked.
Yep.
I've not watched Cruella yet, so I don't know if it worked or not. So I won't post on that. But I've seen the other two. They both worked. But it seems most of the more recent ones, Mulan, The Little Mermaid,
Pinocchio,
Pinocchio, Snow White, The Lion King, which I can kind of see why it went the way it did, but still, a lot of these live action ones are not going to work. They are not.
Yeah,
they're not for kids, which is what Walt Disney's all about.
Of all the live actions I've seen, the only one that I will say that was the closest to being on par, or at least, tried to get as close as they could to the animated version, was Beauty and the Beast.
I haven't seen that one yet. It's on.
The Beauty and the Beast live action one was done with the girl that played Hermione in the Harry Potter films. I can't think of her name.
I know who you're talking about. So, continue. Some people know exactly who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I just don't know the name as well offhand. But we all know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, she played Belle, and honestly, she did a good job singing. She did a good job playing the part. The actual CGI of the rest of the props and inanimate objects that were actually living, or humans that have been turned into inanimate objects, actually it wasn't terrible. I won't say that it worked, but I won't say that it was awful either.
Right.
I believe there was a Peter Pan live action.
I don't know if there was a Peter Pan. Oh yeah, it wasn't called Peter Pan though. It's called Peter Pan and Wendy.
Oh, okay.
Which
Gotcha.
makes no sense because that's who was in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's who was in Peter Pan. It was him and Wendy and her brothers. So yeah.
Okay, Jungle Book live action wasn't the worst. It was not the worst. Was it as good as the animated? No. I don't see. Honestly, the live action can't really compete with animation when animation has been around for so long.
Yeah.
I understand they're trying to rekindle it and trying to get more sales in a sense, because if they make movies like these, then people will go back and want to rewatch the animated versions of them, which frankly, that's what this one made me want to do.
Can I do make more money? This is not the way to do it.
No. Streaming service to make me watch it for an hour, and I'm already paying for the service in the first place, so yeah. But, however, from this dark abyss of horrible CGI, unnecessary, music sequences, and next to horrible casting, we do have a live action film that is, promising. And that is How to Train Your Dragon live action. Now, the way I understand it, they are actually following the film They're not. They're extending it in a few places, but they're actually following the film scene for scene, with most of the scripting being the exact same, and the voice actor that actually plays Hiccup's father, Stoic,
Yep.
actually plays Stoic in the film.
That's good.
How often does that happen?
I can only think of one at a time. It wasn't a film, but it was a radio version. But that's a long time ago. I won't get into it.
All right. So let me go ahead and I'll pull up How to Train Your Dragon live action trailer. Here we go. Are you all watching it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings ever traveled. These beasts are a threat to all of our lands.
It's time, Hiccup.
I have to kill you. I will, because I'm a Viking. Hear that? I'm a Viking! It's okay. I won't hurt you. Maybe they're not as bad as we think they are.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
They've killed hundreds of us!
And we've killed thousands of them! Toothless, no! He's a friend! You all need to see this. I'm not one of them.
Wow, you've lost everything. Your father, your tribe, your best friend. What are you gonna do about it?
Probably something stupid.
Well, you've already done that.
And something crazy. What's up to us? Us? Stick with me. All right, bud, you ready? Come on! Here it comes!
The terrible terror!
It's like the size of my...
Okay. So yeah. Oh, I'm gonna wait to make sure you guys have finished watching it.
I'm done.
You good?
So yeah, this film, I would say, has the best chance to being, you know, as good as the animated version. Based on
That's DreamWorks animation, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, we all know that DreamWorks isn't really known best for live action stuff.
No, but DreamWorks has potential, though. They've been competing with Walt Disney for quite a while. Well, you know...
Go ahead.
IMAX and other individuals in particular once did. But they got crushed.
I think DreamWorks has a real chance at beating Disney in the live action race. especially with this film. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on. Go ahead and continue talking. I gotta take care of something real quick.
I have nothing against it. I'm not the biggest fan of How to Train Your Dragon films. I've watched the first one. And it was like, that's alright. Dragons are cool. But,
well, here's the beauty about the internet in particular. It inspires creativity at most.
well, yeah.
And with that creativity in particular, we could be able to go ahead and encourage competition.
Mm-hmm.
Individuals like DreamWorks have the potential, I guess, to go ahead and say, to compete with the big wigs like Walt Disney, for example. I mean, shoot. Even with streaming companies like Netflix, as well as Walt Disney. Other streaming companies is as well, CBS, but CBS has not been much per se ever since the internet came booming and Netflix started taking over. Different story.
Yeah.
But I do love the appreciation that the internet has brought upon, because look at Murder Jones in particular, an indie film. Has a lot of potential as well. And of course, they're hitting millions in particular. I mean, hey, Tracy Butler from Lackadaisy as well. Hit millions on YouTube as well. And you got Viviana, which of course, if you do not know who Vivian is, she's the creator of Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss. Which of course, they now have their own Netflix series that's going on right now.
Okay.
With that being said, in particular, does DreamWorks have potential? Oh heck yeah. Right time, right place, at the right moment.
Yeah, I mean, you can't... I think, regardless of how this live action goes, this just could be better than Disney, because Disney, it seems like they don't put any work into it. It's gonna be way better, in my opinion. Whatever they put out, regardless of what it may or may not be.
Agreed.
The beauty of progress, I guess. Go ahead.
Well, I guess we'll hope for the best and see where how to Train Your Dragon ends up being on the scoreboard. We do have another film that we were going to talk about, but we're not really going to bring it up tonight, as it's getting a little bit long-winded right now. But yeah, we already know Lilo and Stitch live action didn't do all that great for multiple reasons. But we're gonna skip it for now, and we'll let your minds decide about that film. I will say one thing: they did not have Gantu in the live action film. For whatever reason, they left him out. So, we're going to move on to the next portion of our discussion, which is Anthrocon.
Heyo.
So, Anthrocon, I believe, is happening this weekend. Hold on. Oh no, it happened last weekend. Blech. Yeah, Anthrocon happened last weekend. Its theme this year was Deep Sea Adventures, and it happened between July the 3rd and the 6th. But what the big story is that for several years running, MFF actually held the highest attendance numbers, at least until this past where the heck did I put it? I'm trying to find it. Well,
until this past Anthrocon. Anthrocon is now only once in a row had the biggest amount, not quite surpassing 20,000, but over 19,000 people were there.
Yeah.
It's quite a big convention.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, where did I put it? Well, I'm trying to find it. Thought I had it saved and ready to go, unless I deleted it by accident. I myself have never been to Anthrocon. I've been to MFF twice. But, I mean, just being there that year for the years of 2018 and 2019, it was pretty hectic.
Copper tried meeting overview. I think that might be what you're looking for, the meeting overview.
Yeah. Oh, there it is, yeah. Why is that? Why do I not have that in my... Okay. I'm gonna save that there. And if I go over here... Thank you. Yeah, I got it now.
No problem.
Image, and okay. Browse. Yeah, folks, I spent a whole 10 minutes getting this ready, so yeah, there's gonna be a few mistakes here and there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge this a little bit. So, for the past year of 2024, Midwest Fur Fest got beat by Anthrocon by just 1,000 people. Actually, a little bit less than 1,000. But Midwest Fur Fest held the title for, most attendance for definitely a few years. But yeah, this past year, Anthrocon hit 19,000 for attendance. The best thing I have to report on this is that there has always been a steady increase in convention goers, which goes to show how much the fandom is growing. Or at least, people that feel like they can go out in public and, show their pride in the furry fandom.
Yeah, I will say it's been more acceptable in particular, especially with the new generations, which is understandable in particular because they become more accepting with a lot of other things as well. They didn't grow up with CSI and what the furry fandom is like. Or should I say, growing up watching CSI and seeing what the furry fandom is like based upon it.
Oh yeah, and that's not the only instance where they reference furries, but you can definitely tell the people that are portraying furries don't really know what furries are about. But, So, let me pull this up. I need to pull up this chart. I had it. Where the heck is it? I mean, I'm trying to figure out where I got... Okay, so let's do furry fandom attendance. There it is. Alright, list Imperius, furry convention. Okay, here we go. Verifying... Okay, this is a trick question. It says in wikifur.com, verify you are a human by completing the action below.
Click on the square.
But the thing is, it's wikifur. And it's verifying... what the hell? It's a contradiction of terms.
Oh.
Click on all the pictures of the school bus in it.
Well, if you click on the square, you're verifying you're a human. How are you a human?
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, so far as year, 2018 had in Midwest 2018 Midwest Fur Fest had 10,989. 2019 had 11,019. So there was a growth of 30. There was 30 more people that came in those 2 years. In 2022, 13,641 went to Midwest Fur Fest. That's an increase of nearly 2,000 in 3 years. Granted, in those 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022 was the time of the Great Plague.
I think you just call it COVID. Everybody knows about it.
No, I like the Great Plague Part 2.
In 2023, 15,547. So that's another 2,000. And now we have 2024, 16,800. So yeah, that's another 2,000 people. Oh no, 15,000. No, 1,000. A little over 1,000 people. Sorry. So there's a steady increase there. AnthroCon 2023 went from 13,000 to 2024 went from 13,000 to 17,000. And then 2025, 18,357. So, yeah, that's quite the venue.
Interesting enough, the Pacific Northwest as well as the Midwest, or Eastern Northwest, I guess you could say. Pacific Northwest and the Eastern Northwest in particular, those are the key areas that are very concentrated with the furry communities here in the US. So it's no surprise in particular that those numbers have been growing and growing more.
Yep. I mean, now that people aren't as afraid of COVID anymore. I mean, the numbers have always been there.
I thought you mean Plague Part 2.
Oh yeah, the Great Plague. The Great Plague. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, like, people want to go out and experience this. I mean, unless all these people are just a bunch of weirdos, but you know.
I mean, I experienced the Midwest and the Pacific Northwest, and yeah, the majority are weirdos around in this region.
I mean, more or less, more or less. Let me think. What was I gonna say? If 19,000 people are going to this so-called convention, I'm pretty sure that says something. That, you know, we're not a small fandom. We are not small by any means.
Look, if Walt Disney recognized us the second time, we've never been a small fandom. I mean, yeah, we have been, but Zootopia.
Open up the doors.
That was our age of furries.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's interesting to think that there was a good portion of us that started with Disney, but a lot of us, you know, had comics, coloring books, pictures on the wall. I mean, heck, even ancient Egyptians. I know we've talked about this before. Ancient Egyptians worship furries.
Yeah, I thought cats were hilarious. And they were right. Cats are hilarious.
Cats are jackasses. What are you talking about?
They're also hilarious. I've seen a cat chasing a shadow instead of the actual thing it's trying to catch.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Granted, it's kind of a dark portion of the Bible, but heck, we have people that worship a golden cow.
Yes, one of the 10 Commandments.
Well, it's during the 10 Commandments story, but yes, more or less. So, I mean, granted, we're in the fandom for different reasons other than to worship a golden cow, but you know.
All hail the golden cow. All hail the Hypnotoad.
Right.
Just have an appreciation for animals in particular. Some folks, they just love the art of it, and others love the community as well, of how open it's been for them.
And then there's that small group of people who are just pervs.
Ah, yes, there's that too. We don't talk about them, though, because we're not pervs. Right? Right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not as much of a perv as some people can be, Ark.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a perv at all.
Ark's not going to say anything, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we could say something here, but we'll leave that in the dungeon.
Okay. In the words of a German language, Wiener Schnitzel.
Uh-huh. Sure. Anyhow. But yeah, it's nice to see that, you know, people in the fandom are getting up the courage to actually go out and, you know, explore what this fandom has to offer. Aside from watching films, looking at artwork, playing video games. I mean, that's not all that we do, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
No, we do other BS stuff like this, right? All the time.
All the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that aside, Yep. Furry conventions on the rise, and hopefully for all the right reasons. All right. Anything else want to add to this before we move on to the next and last topic?
No, good.
So the last one we have is on Equestria Daily. So we had the 5th generation of My Little Pony, which has now come and gone, unfortunately. Both the CGI series and the animated series have, in fact, come to an end. And we have found out that there are a few plans for MLP in the future, at least for 2025. There's some beanies and a couple of toy things they're planning on releasing. Yeah, sure. But what they say here is there is a small blurb in the licensing world, May 2025 edition, about My Little Pony that talks about their plans for 2025. While they don't mention any specific new digital releases, the 15th anniversary of FIM, or Friendship is Magic, is going to be celebrated in the toy world. They go on to talk about their various licensing deals with Caillou in China, not that Caillou, not the bald little boy kid, and Hot Topic elsewhere. One interesting bit is about an upcoming lineup of TY Beanie Bouncers.
Oh, those are Beanie Babies.
Yep. Outside of that is the usual teasing for a Big Pony extravaganza in 2026. Hopefully it's a good one. So, My Little Pony is right now, I guess, taking a breather from their animations and their fame. I mean, we will always have Generation 4. There is no denying that. We appreciate everything that it has given us. We appreciate all the episodes there are to watch. I mean, for how many seasons we got, you know, it's always worth rewatching every now and again.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
The next generation, unfortunately, just couldn't live up to the hype. It was kind of that that bottled water you drink after having, you know, a high class dessert or something like that. It wasn't really anything to compare with it, but it kind of helped bring us down from the hype a little bit. Because we needed something else after that. After Friendship is Magic ended. Granted, it had a lot of flaws. The CGI movie wasn't bad, but it definitely felt like it could have been a little bit different. We had a lot of interesting characters given to us, and a few interesting stories. The animated series, the CGI animated series, we tried to go through it a little bit, and if you look back through our channel, you could probably find it somewhere. But we weren't that impressed by it, and so we didn't really feel like we had the strength to go on watching it, at least. Which we do thank Soul for providing their input on it as well. I think Cosmic watched most of it with us.
Yeah, I did. In fact, I watched forward.
Say it again. Hmm.
8 episodes in.
Yeah, something like that. So, I mean, maybe they'll come out with something else, but I feel like taking a breather right now and not releasing anything new might be the best way to go for the animation department. I feel like they really need to take a step back and rethink about, where are they going to go from here as far as animation with My Little Pony? Or is My Little Pony animations done? I mean, I highly doubt they're done, but is the story with Twilight Sparkle going to be finished now? Are they going to start at a whole new direction, or are they going to revisit back to the same world that we once knew? I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
That'd be
Interesting enough in particular, I will say Generation 4, yeah, that was a golden moment, especially with Lauren Faust. Generation 5 was alright per se, but we tried. We tried. However, I still think that bronies in particular still have a lot of fire underneath them. And that fire in particular is going to go ahead and create something new and different. Whether if it's going to be mainstream or not, we'll see.
Them releasing toys for the anniversary, I think, is a good touch.
Yeah, hopefully the sales do well, because if they don't, then we've lost a lot.
No, the community was very great in particular. I mean, plushies or not, with the toys in particular, I mean...
Yeah, but if you are a company who thinks you've got everybody on your side, and then you make like 10,000 and then only 2,000 are sold, then you have a lot of leftover stock that you don't know what to do with. And you find out you weren't as popular as you thought you were. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So that's why I hope the sales do well. If you're left with, less than 100, that's great. If you made, only 1,000 and you can't keep up with the demand, that's not great for you, but it's great for you to know that, hey, we were really important and we should have, marketed this better and made more. So I just hope that's why I hope the sales go well, and, or hopefully our community hasn't died, because like I say, we've had kind of a big hiatus in between when ML5 Gen 5 ended and now.
Yeah, they tried to give us stories, but the animation styles, honestly, I think that's what threw me off more than anything, was they could have just gone back to the same animation style and made it, just as good. But instead, they went with the CGI look and the Teen Titans Go look, is which I'm going to call it.
Yeah, I can see that, especially for the... Well, they didn't make one of those, never mind. But yeah, I can see that. I still prefer the Gen 4 look. I think we all did.
Yeah, the Gen 4 look was flawless. I mean, I shouldn't say flawless. It had its animation errors. But it was the most appealing to look at.
Yeah.
I mean, they had their songs, they had their voice actors, they had the story writing, for crying out loud. I mean, it was good. I mean, Lord Faust, she brought this thing to life, and then others took the ball and ran with it. I mean,
yeah.
Even the fact that Weird Al came into the show, that says something right there.
Yep, he was a pony. Maybe for one episode, but still one episode.
And not to mention, Jean Dutrudeau? I'm trying to remember if that was his name or not. The voice actor for Discord.
John DeLance.
John DeLance, thank you. I mean, the voice actor that, played Key or Q in Star Trek. Q. Is it Q?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just Q.
In Star Trek. I mean, not only did he play Discord, but he played a kind of Discord in Star Trek. I mean, as an actor, I mean, he was probably that is one heck of a role to get. And he did it so well.
Oh yeah.
I do believe that was the idea that they wanted to go ahead and have. Based on John Delancey, on what he said of let's go ahead and play Discord. It's like, oh yeah, you want to be this, or I want you to play this chaotic individual in particular, and he nailed it in particular simply because he already played the role before. But there's one thing that will go ahead. Go ahead.
No, all I said was exactly. Go ahead.
But there is one thing in particular I'll go ahead and say. Lauren Faust is the one that started it all. She created this community, created inspiration and ideas for it, and brought it all together, so I'm just going to go ahead and say cheers to her.
Definitely. Between My Little Pony and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, you could tell that she had the best way to present a story and the best characters to help present that story. She knew how to bring it together.
Agreed. I think we're all agreed on that.
So yeah, it would be I think it is time for Hasbro to let My Little Pony lay for just a little bit, give it a chance to breathe, and then come back to the drawing board with something that we can all appreciate and enjoy, and don't rush out these CGI poorly animated copies that if the CGI, if at the very least, if they had brought back all of the original voice actors, I think we could have enjoyed it just a little bit more. From the movie, that is. For the next generation.
Yeah. Every now and then, you'll get a gem in the rough.
Agreed. But I think we're going to wrap it up here for the evening. Hopefully everyone has taken everything with a grain of salt of anything negative that we said here. Because remember, these are just our opinions on these things.
I don't know about you, but I didn't say my opinions. This is all facts.
Mm-hmm. Of course you would say that. But, we do thank you for joining us here on the Omega Republic in the Spotlight for July 2025. We hope that we can maybe do these once a month, if possible. But for now, I have been your host, Coppercat.
I've been your co-host, Cosmic Pros.
And I have been DJ Ark, your former Q, and lovable. Well, technically still lovable. signing out.
Thank you once again, everybody. Have a good night, and make sure to keep your eyes peeled for the events for the rest of this week. Have a good night, everybody.